The other I mean, moms.
Mrs. Maloney's right here. Alicia just asked me where all the other moms are. Oh, she can't hear me yet.
I saw that open and I don't want to open. I know how to do it. I know how to do it.
Alicia just asked me, where's all the other moms? And I said, Mrs. Maloney's right here. Do you want to say hi to her?
Hello.
Okay, so do you want to come around so you can see my screen? Will you put your head in and ask Brooklyn if she wants to come in here with us? I know Brianna's. Okay, and then I want to pull up our document on here. There's two. This one. And last, what? Ask Brooklyn if she wants to join us for our meeting. What did she say? Miss Ashley wants what? I don't know. I love kids. They're funny. Okay. Practice guy, where is my?
She's having a bad luck day today too. Ask her what she had for lunch today. I dare you.
Okay. Hey, Brooklyn, I'm just pulling up these forms. I didn't print them since I was going to share them on the Zoom screen. Give me just a second.
I'm gonna be
a judge. Oh, yeah. Okay. There we go. I mean, you've got pretty good attention to detail. You could be.
I did be a judge for outcomes.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe then.
Let me share this screen. Do this one first.
These are such like grandma earrings.
They're cute. Cute.
They're literally from.
There we go. Okay. So, when we did the elite performers orientation packet last year, it was for competition and community performance troupe.
Yeah.
And I edited them on Monday to get ready for the first parent meeting, but apparently I never saved them. So I went to print it today and it all said 2022 on everything. And I was like, this is not helpful. So this is the old orientation, but as we go through it, I'll address what is not correct. So dancers, up at the top, it says in order to audition, you have to do improvisation routines to different types of songs in a variety of styles. The reason that we do that for the community performance troupe is because all of the different events we go to have different requirements. When we went to a reading event, we danced to a Moana song, but when we go to a community trick-or-treating event, we do things like the cha-cha slide and the chicken dance. So we need to be able to be versatile and do all different types of dance routines. So that's what we're going to look at our audition. It mentions here that you have to be in either ballet or jazz to be on this team because we want to make sure that you're learning some of the basic technique that we use in our dance routines for the community performance troupe. And then underneath that, the next section talks about our etiquette for the team. And when we talk about etiquette, what we're referring to is our expectations for dancers that are in special programs at our studio. So elite performers, which would be the community performance troupe, are the dancers that I hope to have be my role models in our dance studio. So if there's someone new that comes in and they're feeling a little bit nervous and maybe they're sitting in that corner over there stretching by themselves, I would expect my community performance troupe dancers to see that and head over and say, "Hey, my name is Alicia. Do you want to stretch together?" Or, "Hey, I'm Brooklyn. Have you ever taken a jazz class before? I can show you some really cool stretches we do for jazz." Something to help them feel welcoming, and I want that in any classes that my elite performers are in. Also, if you have a social media account, because I know a lot of my dancers have Instagrams or Facebooks or things like that, the etiquette includes your online etiquette. So if you on Kids Messenger are messaging other friends from school and saying things like, my dance studio sucks, my teacher's so mean, then you shouldn't be an elite performer because I want you to be supportive of the studio. And if we find out that any of our dancers are posting things like that online or sending them to their friends through their social medias, then we'll remove them from the team because that's not a good representative of our leaders at our studio. Okay. Also, it mentions on here that there's no tolerance for negative attitudes, bullying, or poor sportsmanship. So if we go to an event like a couple years ago, we went to a tea party and my dancers performed at a tea party. And while they were at the tea party, one dancer said, "You are really sucking today out there. Your leaps aren't very good and your turns are awful." That dancer does not remain on my team because that kind of behavior, and when you're at an event and it's already stressful because we're trying something new, is very disrespectful and unacceptable. That makes sense? Perfect. And as we travel a little bit farther down here, new this year in our orientation and in our policies that parents sign when they register online for the elite performers, that policy will state explicitly and highlighted that if parents are doing things like that, the same rules apply and their kids are removed from the team. So if your mom starts posting online that your dance teacher is a boo-boo head, then you can't dance on our team.
And I wouldn't even be able to hide it because she's my friend.
So no doo-doo heads online. And then underneath that, it talks about our dress code. So when you come to your elite performers rehearsal, who can remember what the dress code is? Ellie?
Tights, shorts, and leotard and flat shoes.
Hey girl, I love that. What the holiest tights? I mean, that would be very Christian of you, but Alicia, can your tights have holes in them when you come to a rehearsal for an elite performer? Good. Do you know why?
No.
Because that's the class every week where we videotape things for YouTube or for our company TikTok, like things to get other kids excited about dancing at our studio. So we want those dancers to be film ready when they come to class. What color leotard and shorts do they wear?
Leotard tan. I mean,
Yes.
tan.
Yes.
Tights, tan, leotard black.
Love it. What about your shorts?
Black.
Excellent. And Brooklyn, what about elite performer hair? What does it look like when you come to rehearsal?
Either a high bun or a low bun and flat.
Perfect. So that allows us also to know that those dancers are always going to be performance ready when they head to an event. Now, for some performances, we may do high ponytails or something to make it a little bit more fun and whippy. But for dance class, I don't know if we're going to be doing lifts or acro tricks. And some of my dancers have very long hair. And so if it's in that high ponytail and we're trying to lift Brooklyn in the air and her hair is up my nose and in my eyeballs, it's going to be a little hard to execute that safely.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Both of my children on this team got their hair cut short. So Elizabeth will fit in a low bun. I will work on Mary's. What about flyaways? Like, is this something we should put goo in their hair to make sure there's no flyaways, or do our best?
I would say if you can try to wet it and put a little hairspray in it, yes, but I know that her hair is growing and I know that it's mostly up every time I've seen her this summer, so it should be fine. Just as much as possible.
Okay.
As much as we can. And then when we get to the point of performances, then we can make more plans from there that are more specific. Yes.
Okay.
For our warm-ups, if your warm-ups are still in good condition, then you don't have to worry about getting a new warm-up. If you come in and your jacket is stained or ripped or too faded, then we'll order a new jacket. What we're doing a little bit differently for that this year is we're having a preseason social. We're gonna have a giant ice cream bar. It's gonna be super fun. I knew that would be your favorite part, Ellie. I knew it. So we're going to come in for the social and we're going to practice our picture poses and we're going to try on all of our outfits and we're going to pick all of our songs and special costumes for the year. So the elite performers with the community performance troupe, they always have the uniform that you already know about. But for Halloween, we usually dress up. And some years we let the dancers just pick their own Halloween costumes. And some years we all dress up in a matching costume. So we'll decide stuff like that at our preseason social. And I just went through all the costumes, and I think it would be pretty cool to use our candy ones
I
again.
like those ones.
Yeah. Did you wear that one before? Perfect.
I have a question about the uniform.
Yeah.
Does that include the shorts, the tank top? Those are getting quite snug on that one.
You are tall all of a sudden. So if you make the team,
If you make the team.
bring them with you to the preseason social.
Okay.
Look at how skeptical she is of me. Okay, lady. Yes, I'm very. Okay. Our training fees are not changing for the community performance team. It's still $800, and you have to be at least 7. How old are you?
Almost 8.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. And then down here, if you're having a really hard time with the dance routine, then we will offer private lessons to those dancers. But also throughout the year, anytime this year that we have open studio time, we're going to send a message to all the elite performers. Hey, the studio's open. I'm working in the office. If you want to come in and practice with your friends, you can. So that'll let everyone just come in and play together and work on their dances. Well, I consider practicing playing.
I'm thinking she's gonna be doing running around playing with balls.
What?
Yeah, that's what I would want to do. But
When we do our performances for the community performance troupe, remember that they wear black tennis shoes for the outside stuff because we used to wear our jazz shoes outside. And they got ripped up, ripped up. Okay. Yes, yes. Our attendance policy. Alicia, do you remember what things are excused absences?
if you're sick and I did not remember.
Well, that's good if that's the only reason you don't come to class. I like that. What else, Becky? Family emergencies. Yep. And there's one more.
A school function?
Yes, school functions. So, Alicia, if you're having, if you're in an art show at school, it's excused if you have to be at your art show, if you have a choir concert, those kinds of things. If you take a drama class and your drama class has a play, you're excused for that day to be in your play. Whatever things have to do with your school are excused from our Saturday rehearsals. With the exception of the madrigal, I think almost all of our stuff is right around Saturdays. So, we have to display timeliness. So if you're late on Saturdays, then we worry that you're going to be late for our events. So if you are late, then it counts as an unexcused absence. If you are sick and you want us to Zoom you in so you can watch what we're learning, I just need to know ahead of time so we can turn on the computer because I don't turn them on every time now that we're beyond the pandemic regulations. So if you want it on, I just need to know ahead of time and I will not remember, so I need reminders. Yes. And then that's the one thing I am the worst at is remembering to turn that on when kids ask me to. So I'll try to set reminders on my phone as well. But and then it also talks about on here that everything that's on our mandatory team list is mandatory for this season. So we'll go over that too. And then if we get added other things and some team members can't make it to those are excused. It's only the stuff that's on the calendar and on the list right now today when you audition. The audition results are going to be posted on the door on Sunday. I won't email them out till Monday. So if you want to come take pictures and look at the door on Sunday, send me the pictures so I can post them online. If you make you know what would be really funny is if you do make the team, you should make a prank photo with a sad face. That would be funny. I feel like Alicia. Hold on. Yeah, she's really good at pranking me. Okay, so what else is on here? If you are, oh, I have questions on here already. That's convenient. What if a kid is sick on a performance day? Who do you contact and how do you know who is chaperoning it? Usually it's, I don't remember writing these questions down, but this is fantastic.
I think I asked you that one last year.
Good job.
You're welcome.
Okay, so the studio phone is a cell phone. You can shoot a text to it. So if your kid is sick on a performance day and you send a text to that, and if I'm not the one chaperoning, I'll let Tanya know. And if she's not the one chaperoning and she has the studio phone, she can let me know. So we'll figure that out together from there. But just a text is good. And then for drop off and pickup, I think it's event contingent. So depending on where we're going, you're always welcome to stay for performances that your kids are in. Of course, I encourage that because I love having a live audience. But if you don't want to, they're safe with us on that team. And then electronics. Can Alicia bring her new cell phone?
I have to keep it in my backpack.
Yes, girl, you are so good at this. Yes. So it's okay to have your phone to text or call your parents when you're done and ready to be picked up, but we do keep it in our bags. Yes. And we try to bring like just a small bag to performances because the community performance troupe gets stuck in the weirdest places when we perform. Little tiny corners of crowded rooms.
Like
and
few periods.
yes, yes, it was very tight. This year I requested that we be in the hallway by the bathrooms.
Oh, that's a good spot.
And I know that like it's the bathrooms, but that part of the hallway was empty
Yes.
and big. So that's what I requested this year. We don't have to worry about photo and video. Take as many pictures as you want. Send them all to me so I can post them online because I love doing that. If we have a dressing room area, we don't let the parents go in there with us because, well, look at you, period. It's very crowded. But if it's a public event, be there just in our dressing room area. We will just do that ourselves. For transportation, the parents are responsible for bringing their kids to all the events. If you want contact information to work it out with another parent, I can put you in touch with them. But I am unable to transport your children's, as is Tanya. So I can help connect with other parents though. And then if you are traveling to anything that we do a little bit farther outside of downtown area and you need to discuss meals or lodging or fuel costs, then we ask that you work that out with the parent that you're coordinating with. I don't really want to be a middleman for those things. And hair, makeup, and costuming. For this team, you have your own uniforms and you're in charge of bringing those uniforms and keeping them in good condition. I don't bring those for you. For the competition team, we do, but not for this one. So that's incorrect on this. And then this also has on here a section about conflict of interest, which is largely for scheduling. And what we're doing this year is if your dancer is going to be a multi-sport athlete, we have an athlete agreement for things that are not academic obligations, where if you look at our calendar, by the time we post the results, so that would be before Monday, and let me know when your dancer has other sport activities, then we can work out rehearsal adjustments. Not for final performances, those are mandatory if they're on our calendar, but if you're going to miss a couple Saturdays for another sport and we know about it ahead of time, then we can work around it. If you are doing a second sport at school and you're going to miss, or I guess it doesn't have to be a sport at school, it could be Sioux Theater, it could be a band, it could be a local chess club, maybe Alicia's in the anime club.
I would take that as a no.
She's so skeptical of me.
Yeah, she's got some damn.
It wouldn't be tap, would it? Okay, so from here, if your dancer has other sports that they're going to do and we know about it before we post the final results, then we can have a multi-sport, we should call it multi-activity.
That's a good idea.
It's not, no, it's not always a sport. It was prompted by some sports, but yeah, multi-activity that would conflict with our rehearsal times for your group. And then we can disclose those and fix those ahead of time. If it's after our agreements are signed and they're fully registered, then it would be unexcused absences unless it's one of those three. And then let's see, Brookie, will you go grab that baby? Okay, so here are our schedule of events that we have. So at the end of the season last year, the team had a meeting together where we decided what events they wanted to sign up for this year, and we voted on what we wanted to keep and what we wanted to get rid of for mandatory stuff. So other things may come up that aren't mandatory, but this is what the team voted on at the end of last season. So in August, we're having our ice cream social. And media day. So it's a 2-day event. On the first day, we are going to fill out cute little questionnaires and goal sheets, and we're going to vote on songs and look at costume books and stuff and just have fun with both teams together. and eat ice cream, and probably pizza. And then on the next day, we have Mary Boyke coming, and we're going to do professional athlete shots.
Ooh.
And I want to make like some big company posters of our team. Thank you. So like, I'm probably gonna either put them up in our windows here and like alternate them
Yeah.
every week with different kids.
Mhm.
And then do, you know how they edit together like the baseball picture where they all
Yeah.
look so fierce? I want to do, I want to do that, and I want to put it up on the wall in here so it shows our whole team. So that is in August, and then yay! I'm going to hold on a second, Brooklyn. I'm putting these on YouTube for parents, so I'm gonna turn the camera off real quick. There we go. Okay. Thanks, Brookie. Okay. So, in September, with our community performance team in their Saturday activities, we do a lot of team bonding stuff at our rehearsals. We're practicing different dances like the chicken dance and the touch slide, making sure everybody knows all of them. Yeah.
So September is her EP time. with-
Yes. In September, we don't have any official performances.
Okay, so like she can be here, she just can't move.
Yeah, that's great. I have a clipboard for you with worksheets, so you can take notes on what we.
I don't know, there'd probably be the first Saturday, she probably won't be able to come, because that's like the day after the surgery.
Yeah,
So, and that just depends on how she feels, I guess, and then
that sounds like a good plan to
the
me.
week
sis.
after she could be here, she just can't do anything.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. No, she doesn't like diapers. Yeah, sorry. And then in October, last year we didn't find out about the spectacular details until the week of. And so I know they have something online now, but now they're requiring if you want to participate, you have to fill out an application and then they approve or deny your group's participation. So I'm hopeful that we get approval. But right now I just put area Halloween celebrations, and it's usually the weekend closest to Halloween. But we can get more specific dates like that emailed out as soon as we have them. And then the Pickford Trunk or Treat is usually the Saturday following. The last year when we didn't do the downtown spectacular, it was actually kind of nice because it always rains.
Yeah.
So, but I will apply to both organizations to try to have us do both events, that Friday and that Saturday of Halloween weekend. And then in November, we did the Zoo Parade of Lights last year, and it was super fun. We need a much bigger generator. We learned our lights died halfway through the parade. So I want to do that again. And that is the Friday after Thanksgiving. And then in December for Madrigal, we do have that on the calendar now. However, I was just informed last week that the director is no longer the director. So she said the schedule may change. She is hopeful that everything will maintain what we agreed. We ordered a lot of very expensive costumes under the guise that we would be doing the same dance routines with the same costumes traditionally every year. And now she's been removed from her position. So we're hopeful that that stays the same. Miss Brenda said that she's advocating for us to keep things as were agreed. But that situation makes my stomach a little shaky. So hopefully everything stays the same. And if it does, they have 4 dress rehearsals with the shows on December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Our kids are not required to be at every dress rehearsal. So depending on how they set the schedule up, I'm hopeful that we can adjust that accordingly for what works best for our students and do as few rehearsals as possible because they're very prepared. That is kind of very chatty today. And then also in December, we have the Elite Performers Holiday Party, which is also already on our company calendar. And then in January, we have our social media educational series. Last year, we came up with a list of all the things parents might need to know and dancers might want to know before coming here. And we checked off, I think, 4 things off that list, but it's like a 30-item list. So we're just going to keep ticking away at that in January. In February, we invite dancers to the dance convention at 24/7. The dates for that are the 17th, 18th, and 19th of February. That one is not mandatory because additional fees apply. So it's up to you if you would like to go. In March, we signed back up for EUP reads, and we also do our ASAO YouTube book series. And then in April, we do our pop-up performances where we show up all over town and flash mob things with the National Dance Foundation routine. And we'll also do the pledge again, that the community performance troupe is in charge of running that whole week at the studio. And then we'll have our end of season social as part of that. Last year we went to Dairy Queen, so I don't know if you want to do that again. Or something else. Oh my goodness. And then if any other events come up that we're able to add into our schedule, then we'll add them on that list as not mandatory but optional. And I'm going to invite the competition team to do the magical with us again if everything works out the same way, because that I think is more fun with more kids on stage. Yeah. So it'd be mandatory for this group, but not mandatory for the competition team. Any questions about scheduling?
Is there anything for spring break? Because we're gonna be on.
No, because I found that we didn't have students that signed up that weren't on the community performance teams. And so many families are like every year I have 5 or 6 kids that request I do something for spring break. And I thought that I would try doing something bigger, but we don't have enough kids in it. I may do open studio time if I come in for work, but that would be it. Nothing mandatory. We took that off our list. Ellie, do you have any questions about our schedule or our plan? Cool. Clearly, our baby has lots to say about it.
Yes.
I think she likes their voice echoes in here.
We can fix it.
Brooklyn, do you have any thoughts or questions about plans for this year? Wonderful. Nothing? Cool. Mrs. Maloney, do you have any other thoughts or questions?
Nope. I was just looking to make sure that the wedding that we're going to on the 21st of October won't conflict with Halloween, but it shouldn't. That should be the next weekend.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, so that works out perfectly. Good deal. Alrighty then. We are done super early, but now we know how short to make this meeting next year.
It's fun and the duo trio.
Yeah, you never know how many questions are gonna come or how many discussions or plans or ideas, so. I'm really glad you found those. Yes, she is. Okay, perfect. Then,
I have one other question.
yeah,
Do I text you or email you if I'm gonna be not able to talk to the kids until tomorrow, but for their just bring them later because I want to know if Mary wants to play basketball and Ellen is in quiz bowl.
Got it.
Wants to play soccer.
Yeah, go ahead and shoot me a text, and then once you have your final decisions from the kids, I'll email you those contracts.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks. Alrighty then. I guess we'll sign off here and get ready to do some audition stuff. Cool. Thank you very much, Ned.
Thank you.